as I mentioned earlier, I got a call to go back to Sitel, which is now called Foundever. Um, Lots of discussion and dialogue around the frustrations I had in BPO back in 2015 and why it was different now, and kind of bought into the vision of where Sitel were trying to take the relationships with their customers. So I accepted a role which initially was to build a strategic deals and an indirect route to market and alliances route to market, but very quickly evolved into moving myself across to Miami, taking an apartment in a wonderful part of Miami called Brickell Key, and taking on the chief commercial officer role. And for me, that was a step up. That was a real P&L ownership, authority and autonomy to design the go-to-market strategy for what had just become a 4 billion plus revenue organization, right on the cusp of the acquisition by Sitel of Sykes Corporation. So two similarly sized BPOs coming together to really challenge the leading lights of the industry. So in November 2021, I headed off to Miami to build and take responsibility for the growth strategy. And as I said, my wife and 3 children stayed here in Watford, and I would commute back and forwards so I'd be in Miami for 4 to 6 weeks at a time, and then I'd come home for a week. And again, Sitel were fantastic at recognizing that first and foremost, I'm a husband and a father and a son. So my children would come over and they would stay with me during school holidays. My wife would come over reasonably regularly. So it worked for us as a family, and I'm not suggesting it would work for every family, but my kids were a little bit older, and we just made it work. And for me, it was a brilliant experience. But after a year and a half of doing that, and again, having grown the top line revenue of the business quite significantly, it was time to come home.